Let's talk about the real single, Good Girl. Talk about writing it or writing it with people.
Well, basically, I switched up my writing routine for this particular album. I just had to get out of what I normally do.
Which is what?
Well, it's like, okay, I set out, this block of time to write, and for like 3 months I go and write, and then now I do this, and now I record, and now I just needed to not do that, because the best stuff always came at the beginning when it was fresh and it was fun and I wasn't burnt out. So I switched that up, and I'd like write for a few days a week, and then I'd go do something else, and then I'd come back and I'd write some more, and then I'd go do something else. Actually, Good Girl was the last song that we wrote for the album. Ended up being the first single, so it was good to have that consistency of like good songs that I was a part of writing throughout the whole process, instead of them just being at the beginning of my like 3-month writing time.
So the record's a little darker, so did you purposely look for darker tunes?
I try not to put stipulations on the album, or I want this theme, or I want this kind of songs, and it just happens. I go in and I write, or people send me stuff, and I like what I like. I write what I write.
So you gravitated more towards the darker stuff.
Yeah, and the whole album, isn't dark. It kind of starts that way.
Yeah.
Kind of starts out dark, and then it really lightens up. And there's some actually lighter, more fun stuff than I've ever done as well. So I feel like we're a little darker, but we balance it out. So it's really nice to have all of those things together on one album, I think. It keeps me really interested. I can't wait to get out like on the road and perform these songs. I think it's going to make for a really good concert.
You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes.
So what can we expect in the concerts? Is it going to be a big show?
We're just now starting to get into everything, and everybody's dreaming right now. So we basically all think of crazy ideas, whatever your brain can think up, and then we all get together and see what's actually possible.
Right, yeah.
And then see how we can make things happen. I had a really good idea. I love to get to the back, but I've always had a problem with the catwalks that go out into the audience, because they'll be like kids or something. I mean, look at these heels. Those are like 5-inch heels. So I'm on stage walking these narrow catwalks, trying to touch people's hands because it's so great, and like little kids will try to like grab me, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a tumble into the audience if we don't figure this out. So we always try to figure out a new way to get to the back, to get to everybody, so I can see everybody.
Why you gotta be so blind?
How do you enjoy tour?
It's good. The best part's actually being on stage. We live on a bus. Everybody's like, even I thought, I'm going to get to see, North America. I'm going to get to see the world. I see venue basements. When we travel, we drive through the night. So you look out your window and you don't see anything. We see truck stops, basically. And which it's wonderful, and you find your own fun, but it's not the glamorous life that I always thought it was, that everybody thinks it is. But the best moments are actually when I'm on stage.
Now that you've been doing this for about 8 years, something like that, what did Idol teach you that was like the most important thing that you had to learn?
It was boot camp. We learned so much so fast. And, being on the show, we did deal with criticism that we never had to deal with before. I never put myself out there like that before for people to criticize. So learning how to navigate that and still be able to feel good about myself, and learning what to look at, what not to look at, never read the comments below a story. Even if the story's good, awesome, thumbs up, never read the comments that are below it. But it's just all about, rising above and being able to love what you do and let that be enough. Don't try to please everybody, because you'll never succeed.
Do something called 5 questions. 5 quick questions, 1-word answers. Road or studio?
Road.
Lennon or McCartney?
McCartney.
When you hear a song, what hits you first? Lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Melody.
Song you've written you're most proud of?
Temporary Home.
And in 1 word, Carrie Underwood.
Awesome.
Nice.